Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies, and here's your host, Jason Marshall.
What's going on, everybody? I'm going to have a good show for you today. Nicole Tran, the Vietnamese comedian, she is going to be here. She's going to be kicking things off. Love Nicole Tran. It's going to be nice for you guys to actually see her now that we're on YouTube. John the Songman is going to be back. He will be up right after her. And New Zealand's own Mack is going to be on the show for the first time since 2018. It might be the first time he's ever been on stream. I think we did a couple back in the day. I was hoping for today to be just a little bit of a bigger show. Dan the Beast Severn, I wanted him to be here, but today's his birthday. He's a pretty busy guy, so he won't be able to make it. Didn't hear back from Darren Carter, but I'm sure he'll be on soon. And unfortunately, the biggest part was Kat Dunn. And I love Kat, not trying to put her down or anything. And she has COVID. So unfortunately, she will not be here. I was kind of hoping she would just throw the link out there and just cause some chaos. Let's see. We got somebody in the chat. Hello, Andre. I'm sorry I missed you last time, my man. Want to get a hold of you, make sure you email me, jason@wedonthavecookies.com, and I'll have you on a show here sometime soon. We got a packed one today. Nicole Tran should be calling in any minute now, but I wanted to make sure that kick things off. She's got a show to do tonight, so her time is a little bit limited, but you're really going to enjoy seeing her. There's so much more to her when you see her than when you just hear her on the feed on iTunes or wherever you're listening. So, what's going on, Andre? We're just waiting for the first guest to show up. I appreciate you stopping by. Like I said, I saw you and the good Reverend Robbins were in the chat last time, but I didn't see that you guys had been in the chat the whole show until I was about maybe 2 minutes away from from ending the show. And that was with Kat Dunn. And unfortunately, I had a Texas shirt on and I had a Texas mug, and I was hoping to talk to her just a little bit about that. But that show got really crazy really fast, and totally missed that. But I'm doing good, buddy. I'm doing really good. Today is actually the day before my birthday, and I usually do these shows on Wednesday, so I thought, what the hell, I'll do it today, and that kind of frees me up for my birthday tomorrow. Also gonna have, let's see, I'm trying to find out who all is going to be on. But I got quite a few people that I'm going to be having on in the next couple of months. I don't know if you guys remember Mitch Hedberg. He's one of my favorite comedians of all time. If you haven't heard of him, you got to look this guy up. He's incredible. I'm going to be having his wife on sometime soon. Unfortunately, Mitch passed away way too soon. And hopefully we'll be having her on. That'll be a good time. We will also be talking, fingers crossed. I'm not going to even bring that guy up. That'll be a big guest. We'll see if we get him first. Let's see. Anthony Scaramucci will be coming up sometime soon. I was thinking about having him on today, but I think I'm just going to wait for a better time. Darren Carter, the party starter. He's going to be on here sometime soon. And that dude, I really wanted him for my birthday because he performs at Snoop Dogg's birthday. He does a great Snoop Dogg impression, very funny comedian. I don't know if he does that anymore. I know he's performed at Snoop Dogg's birthday party twice. But yeah, you never know, man. Never know what's going to happen on this show either. Between guests just showing up that I've never met before, or maybe it's somebody like, whoa, hit button. Or maybe it's somebody like GB, the rapping weatherman, coming on and instantly being asked if he wants to be on America's Got Talent. And last week we were trying to get him on Big Brother. So we're going to make that dude famous one way or another. I know if you look at the show's views, you won't think so, but I promise you that guy's going to be somebody, and we're going to make that happen, whether he likes it or not. Andre Little says, "Yo, Jason, do you remember Michael McIntosh?" Dude, I vaguely remember something about that, but not exactly 100% sure what you're talking about. I'm going to have to look at my phone real quick just to make sure I'm not missing any messages, which I have. Oh, man. Nicole Tran got a hold of me. Something is going on with her phone. Let me see if I can paste that link again. Because Nicole Tran, God, is she funny. You're going to love her. You really will. We'll see what happens. I resent the link. I don't know. This might be a bust, guys. Who knows? Like I said, I don't even know what's going to happen on these shows. It just sort of happens. We're all waiting. All right. She is replying. I hope it's good news, but I have a feeling if she's replying, it's not good news. Andre Little said by a time. Let's see. Michael McIntosh is a future president in 2024, said by a time traveler from the year 2075. Hey, bud, let me see. Send me a message on. Oh, man. Andre, send me a message on the We Don't Have Cookies Facebook page. I'll send you a link. We'll get you on here. You can fill in for Nicole for a minute. And let's see. Oh, man. I really wish you guys could have seen her. Probably should have talked about this a little more beforehand. Let's see. Because I made sure nobody got booked for the first 5-10 minutes just so Nicole could be on here and have the floor to herself. So, and that's why I actually started the show before 10 o'clock, was to make sure I got the intros and all that out of the way before she showed up. All right. Let's see, guys. Sorry for the dead air. Just trying to figure out how to fill a little bit of time here. We're going to bring Andre in. Let's see. There's Andre. I found him. I think I did. Trying to click on your name, man. Here we go. Andre Little. Oh, cool. Nicole Tran says she's going to ask a few other comedians to help her. Her show is only 1 block away, and she hopes to be here soon. So hopefully they can help her out. I think I sent you that link, Andre. Let me go ahead and get that out of the chat. That is a bad idea. Do. Oops, didn't mean to do that. All right, there we go. I blocked myself. It's going to be that kind of show, guys. Let's see. Andre. We're just kicking this show off strong, huh? That's what it's all about. Making sure that the few people that are watching are not satisfied in the least. There is Andre. Hey, buddy. All right, let's bring him in. What's up, Andre?
Hey, Jason.
How's it going?
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, thanks for being here, bud. Where are you from? Yeah. I got a feeling you're in, let's see, Illinois?
Well, I was actually born in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Oh, okay. So you're a Florida guy, huh?
Yeah.
All right. For whatever reason, I was getting Illinois vibes off of you.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm usually pretty good at that, but today's not my day. So what's been going on, man? Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on.
Not a problem. I wish I could have brought you in last week, man. I was kicking myself that I missed you in the chat because Kat Dunn really wanted to talk to you. So that was the guest that was on last week. And I thought, damn, we could have really had a good show. What's that?
It's all good.
All right.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to? What can you tell us about this Michael McIntosh being president in 2024? That's just right down the road, man. 2 years away.
All right. So, Michael McIntosh is a future president in 2024.
Is he from Illinois? Is that where I'm getting the vibe?
He's from he's from Boston.
Okay. Because I'm trying to do a psychic impression where I'm just going to keep moving things around till I get it right.
Massachusetts.
All right.
But yeah, he's going to, hopefully, he will become the future president.
Okay.
In 2024.
Nice.
Said by a time traveler. He's from the year 2075.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and so he actually came back to this timeline.
Uh-huh.
And then he came back from this timeline to stop World War III back in 2020. So he did.
Uh-huh.
And that is why we have this sickness going around. Because he stopped World War III and created a brand new timeline.
I got you. That makes sense. Because I was about to ask you, why would he come to this this period in time? It's because it's one of the shittiest ever, and he's trying to help us out. But you just answered that, so I appreciate it. You were way ahead of me, and that's what time travelers do, I suppose.
Yeah,
I would be very impressed if you came in and just showed me a list of. I swear I heard a beep that meant somebody was in here. Let me go check. Don't see anybody. I was hoping that was Nicole. But I would be very impressed if you showed up as a time traveler with this whole list of everything we were about, like a transcript of today's entire show. That'd be pretty badass.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure time travelers have better things to do than transcribe my show. So I get it. If you want to save the world instead, that's fair.
Yeah. Are you familiar with a time traveler named John Titor?
Yes, I have heard of that guy.
Yes.
Because I believe. Oh, go ahead.
This may sound crazy, but and I totally understand that. But apparently, because I was born in Florida in the early 2000s, because I just turned 20. Apparently, I'm John Tito, but the name John Tito is an alias.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm texting Kat to let her know you're on the show in case she wants to pop in. I know she can't really stay long, but I think she would enjoy talking to you. All right. Sorry about that. Don't mean to keep getting distracted on you, man. So just to recap, John Titor is you from the future, but you're Andre Little now, right?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. I'm supposedly the young John Titor.
Okay.
But of course, I'm not sure if I'm John Titor because I haven't lived that in that time section, and because he said that he's from the year 2036.
All right, bud, we got a very special guest. I'm going to put you in the background just for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from New Zealand, it's my former co-host of this year's Dumbass of the Month. It's Benny Mack. How you doing, buddy?
Good, buddy. Can you see my camera?
I cannot see anything.
Okay, well, can you bring me on?
It's going to be one of those shows. What's that?
Can you bring me on in about 5 minutes? I'll just try and get my camera going.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you soon.
Cheers, brother.
All right, Andre, it's one of those shows, huh? So,
Hello.
So, hold on. Here's John the Songman. What's
Yeah,
up, Johnny
what is
boy? How you
up?
doing, man? Let me
Doing
change the
good.
graphic behind us.
Yep.
All right, John the
Hello.
Songman. This is Andre Little. Andre, this is our buddy and family member of the show, John Garabedian, John the
What is
Songman.
up?
He has been part of. How long have you been part of the show, John? It's got to be a
I wanna
while,
say,
right?
yes, I can't lose track of
2017,
it.
maybe.
You took in a lot of hiatuses for me. I'd say maybe 3 years.
Okay, yeah. So what
Or
are you up
maybe
to,
more,
bud?
I would say.
Yeah. So this is my birthday show, and you're
Yes.
John the Songman. Do you got a song for us?
Well, what's the age though, Jason?
Let's go with 25.
I wouldn't doubt my
Do
money
you believe
on
that?
Well,
Hey,
we're
Andre,
gonna.
just real quick, how old are you, bud?
I have I am 20.
Okay.
Yep, I am 20.
I was wondering if that was your age or something. I just pulled out. All right, Johnny, I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
So what's good, man?
Oh, what's good? Well, I don't know. Like, happy birthday! I can't believe what I was told. Jason just turned years old because I know it's something that he just wants to hold because gold is what he'll ever want to hold, and I know it's something that he'll never want to have sold. So let's give him a big cheer because look at him, he's live celebrating his birthday year, and I know it's something that he'll just love to hear. Pum 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 your ear. And just so you know, Jason, happy birthday to you. Hoping you get nice yummy cookie cake to chew and gifts that are new to make you go woo woo woo. Because this day is all about you. Hope you get something fun to do to make you go yahoo. However, we both apologize to you because being here on Zoom is all we can do. So happy birthday once again to you.
Well, I appreciate that very much.
As always, Jason.
Oh, I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good. Just chilling here with Andre. Up, we got Benny Mack. Let's bring Benny in. Andre, I'm going to put you backstage just for a minute. We're going to bring Benny in, see what's going on. Hey, Benny, you're on the air. It's me and John the Songman. How's it going?
Good, dude.
All right.
Awesome. Still trying to get my camera to work.
Yeah.
That's no problem, man. We'll be here all night. So what's going on down in New Zealand, bud?
Oh, mate. Starting to rain now. I've been working all year doing some video production, filming and stuff. Now I'm having a break, so I'm enjoying my time off.
I bet you're a hardworking guy. And anybody who's new here, Benny Mack used to be my co-host for this year's Dumbass of the Month. Had a good time doing that, and we're birthday brothers. So today is Benny Mack's birthday, and happy birthday, Benny! I'm going to share John the Songman's song with you. So we'll just pretend John sung that to both of us.
Oh, it's already been ruined. You should have been on for this one. This was my bad.
So how's work going? It's been a while since we talked.
Oh, cheers, buddy.
All right, you got to go.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
There you are.
That's good.
Yeah, we can see you a little bit.
I was trying to get my thinking green screen to work. I tell you, it's quite key.
I think you froze.
Yeah, I think he did too. We're going to go ahead and Benny, if you can hear us, I'm going to go ahead and put you. Oh, did he? Oh, thought he Nope, he unfroze.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop messing with the camera. I think that.
Good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm having. How are we still?
We got the OBS sign up
Yeah.
now. I believe that's OBS.
It
Hey,
is
there you are.
OBS.
Now
I'm going to start my
See you pretty
virtual
good
camera.
now.
Here we go.
All right. Now, I remember when
Right.
I first met you, it was on Periscope. Remember those days?
Yeah, dude, long time ago.
Yeah,
A
'cause
long ass time ago.
you were one of the first people who, man, you had incredible production value for somebody who was on Periscope, and that was the second I was like, "Man, who is that guy?" And then I started watching, and Jesus, you were entertaining as hell. So I had
Oh,
to
it's funny.
end up getting to know you, man, because there's just too much talent there to just sit back and watch. I had to talk to you in person.
Oh, you're a good guy. I appreciate it, man. And yeah, Periscope. Those were the days. Good fun, and it was great. It was great getting good viewers. There was sort of an excitement around live streaming, and it was different from Twitter. It was different than Facebook in the sense that you were broadcasting out to a wider community rather than just your local contacts.
Hmm. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and like you said, it was like the early days of live streaming. It wasn't something that you really see in a whole lot, which was like amazing back in the day. Now it's like everywhere. You know, you can live stream on Instagram if you want to, but back then it was pretty cool. And you know, if it wasn't for live streaming, I'd have never met a lot of people that I met, and that includes you. So I'm glad that kicked off, man.
Oh,
Did he
again?
freeze again?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched last week's show, but we went through this with let's see, who was it? Frankie MacDonald. He kept freezing up.
Oh, it was
Well,
because we built one now. Now what?
Yeah,
I haven't.
I'm having
Problem?
slight technical issues here at this end, unfortunately, guys.
Oh, no problem.
Why did we
Um,
have to ruin the birthday celebration first of all?
All right, but no, you're fine, man. I appreciate you stopping in. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And like I said, I appreciate it. Happy to have you as my birthday brother. So you enjoy your
yeah, no
birthday
problem.
and drink a few for me.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I'm happy to stick around for a little bit longer if you want.
Okay.
I think it's sort of working. I'm just
All
trying
right.
to, yeah, it's slightly funky system.
Yeah, I'm going to bring Andre Little back in. I'm not sure if you heard Andre. He's the time traveler. What year?
Hmm?
What year were you from?
I'm supposed to be from the year 2036.
Okay.
Really?
You
Yeah.
look good for somebody from 2036. You've aged well. Well, I guess you went back in time, so it's like a Benjamin Button thing.
I like that. You've done well.
That's a good background, bro.
You've done well, my guy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, I thought I'd now see my camera seems to be working
Yeah,
good
that's a
now. I've got
cool
audio. I've got the green
That's no
screen.
problem.
I've got the virtual camera. So it's a lot
Mhm.
happening at once. And even the Queen's a damn hologram. So why can't I be? Dang it.
I'm gonna have to get some pointers from you on the green screen. I got one up here, but I haven't used it yet. Well, let's see, Andre. Now you
Yes.
said that you're a future president, or are you future vice president?
I'm a future president. In 2044.
Okay, so let's see. That would make
It's
you.
an honor to meet you, sir.
42.
And by the way, before I forget, thank you for your service. And
Thank you.
so that would make you what, the 48th, maybe 50th president?
The 15th or the 51st.
Okay. Well, hopefully we get you in there on the 50th. You
Yeah.
know, that's the big one right there. What's your plans as president? You going to find out what that red button does?
I do have some plans that Well, 2044 is like 22 years away, so I still have like a lot of time, I guess.
Yeah. Since
Yeah.
you
It's
an honor
traveled
to
back
be-
in time.
Hmm?
Go ahead,
It's an
Ben.
honor to be here, sir, Mr. President. It's an honor to be here with you today.
Oh, yes,
Do
it is.
It's
Do
an
you got
honor to
any
be here
questions for
with you
the
guys.
future president of America?
Well,
I was asking Benny if he had any
as
questions.
the future president of America and future leader of the free world, what will you do to ensure that we will continue as a global nation will continue to prosper? How will you save us from the apocalypse, Mr. President?
Sorry, can you please say that again?
How will you save us, Mr. President, from the
Save?
apocalypse? Yes, sir.
Good question.
Well, from the apocalypse.
Well, if you,
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show, but apparently there's Michael McIntosh?
Yes, Michael McIntosh is he's he is other future president as well in 2024.
And
It's
Michael
an honor to be present,
McIntosh,
sir.
and Michael McIntosh is also a time traveler who traveled back in time to prevent World War III, and
No,
because
that
of that, that's what started the
different
coronavirus.
time traveler.
Yeah,
That is a different time traveler, but he talked about Michael McIntosh. So, yeah,
Hang on.
Michael McIntosh and that time traveler, they are completely two different people. That time traveler was born in the year 2043.
Okay.
So he's like 32, 33 in 2075.
All right.
Checks out.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. Hey, Johnny, you got a song or a question for Andre Little?
Well, no question, but I think I have a song for the thing.
All right.
I'm gonna do the president, and whatever I do, I try my best to fight crime and make sure the army fights down everyone one at a time, because I do my best to win myself more than one dime. Whenever I ask the army people to kill the people and fight the people right in the spine, and that is why me, as my work always makes the world shine, because baby, this world has forever been mine.
Nice. All right, Andre, I think we're going to let you go. Is there anything you'd like to say? Anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show.
It's a pleasure.
It has been good fun.
Good.
And if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter. Andre Little for President in 2044.
All right. Well,
you guys can follow me there if you like. And hopefully we can do this again soon.
Sounds good.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and put you backstage, and if you want, you can hang out and watch the show. If not, I'll see you in the chat later on. Take care. All right, Benny. So, have you ever met Frankie?
Like a young Trudeau. A young Trudeau, I think.
You never know. I was kind of curious, if he could just go forward in time, since I don't know how that works. I'll have to ask him again someday. Hey, Benny, have you ever met Frankie MacDonald?
All right.
Ah.
I'm going to have to get Starlink or something. I need to get Starlink.
All right.
My mouth's just not cutting it. I've cut off the video. Did you have a question there?
I was just going to ask if you've ever met Frankie MacDonald. I'm about to bring him in.
No, I haven't. I'd love to see him, mate. I'm going to let you bring him on in, and I'm going to go backstage. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it. Happy birthday.
Appreciate you.
Happy birthday, man.
All right. What is going on, Frankie? How you doing, bud? This is just like last week, man. I swear to God, I don't know if you saw the last show, but no, every time I start to give up, he starts to come back, and I get excited, and he freezes again.
For this because something goes wrong.
I think this might be the first time the two of you have been on the same show live. Is that right?
Probably.
Because I know I've put out podcasts with interviews with you and Frankie doing the weather, but I don't think you guys have actually been introduced.
Jason, yeah, I think it's the first time.
All right. Hey, Frankie, can you hear us okay?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I can hear you. I'm doing great so far. It's cool, it's mild, muggy, and Sydney, Nova Scotia has a radio. I'd like to introduce to another guy, Trey Campbell.
All right. I like Trey. He's a good dude. He came in here maybe 2 weeks ago, something like that. Frankie, this is John the Songman. He's part of the We Don't Have Cookies family. He's been on the show for probably 3 years or so. This is Frankie MacDonald, YouTube sensation and official weatherman of We Don't Have Cookies.
Well, Frankie, you're the man with the weatherman because you do what you can, and that's whatever you do for your work on YouTube makes us so goddamn well.
Yes, I'm the man. And they got the cold weather and the snowstorm heading for New Zealand. So bring lots of. It's confirmed it's going to bring lots of snow, Queenstown, New Zealand, Otago region, and those places. And it's going to bring lots of rain in Sydney, Nova Scotia tomorrow night, and the Pacific Northwest like Vancouver, Victoria tomorrow as well. It's going to bring so much rain in Seattle, Washington because the atmosphere river headed towards and the Pacific Northwest is going to bring extreme heat in Arizona for extreme heat warning for Arizona, extreme heat watch for California.
Yeah, we had a tornado warning here today. I was getting kind of concerned because it went from a tornado watch to a tornado warning, and that's never a good sign.
No.
So, Frankie, are you out?
It's been a lot of rain all across Mexico, Central America, like Venezuela, northern Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Bolivia, Peru, bring lots of rain right now and thunderstorms. And to bring lots of showers and thunderstorms and rain in Congo, DR Congo, Gabon, Uganda, Zimbabwe, those places. And northern Chile is really dry. And southern Chile will begin into winter, so is New Zealand, Australia. There's a lot of rain in southern China and Hong Kong and Thailand, Philippines. Volcanoes just erupted in the Philippines. It was really bad there. All those houses and trees are covered with volcanic ash in the Philippines.
Wow, that's bad news. Are you out singing karaoke tonight?
Yes, I'm out singing karaoke as well. And I got something else to say. I didn't hear about that. They're bringing lots of snow somewhere, and they're getting a blizzard up in the Inuvik Northwest Territories. Up in northern Yukon, they're bringing blizzard conditions with 15 to 25 centimeters and so on. Dempster Highway somewhere.
Wow, that's pretty high, Frankie.
Yeah.
I remember last week we asked you what songs you sing at karaoke, and I forget what you said.
I sang Billy Joe, We Didn't Start the Fire.
That's right.
I sang Billy Joe, We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah, do you mind singing that for us tonight? Is that all right?
We didn't start the fire. We didn't start a fire.
Nice. Well, thanks for doing that, bud. Yeah, it was great talking to you, Frankie. It's anything you want to talk about outside of the weather?
And FrankieStore.ca. That's one. They sell Frankie merch and things like this, like Frankie shirts and Frankie coffee mugs and Frankie Mills pads and Frankie stickers. And my Twitter is at Frankie D. My Facebook is Frankie Down. My Facebook public figure page is Frank Down with a blue check mark. My Instagram is Frankie McD 1984. My TikTok is Frank Down 1984. My Clapper is Frank Down 1984. My Twitch is Frank Down 1984. And my YouTube channel stocks and votes. My Snapchat is Frankie MACDON. And my LinkedIn is Frankie MacDonald as well. And if you want to buy Frankie merch, it's FrankieStore.ca.
All right, man. Sounds great. Any other plans you have for tonight?
I'll sing some more songs of karaoke.
All right, sounds good. And you out there dancing too?
Yes, I'll be dancing as well.
Nice. Well, I'm sure sounds like you're going to have a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, Andre Little in the chat says, "Tell us about the earthquake, Frankie, in California." But the
two tectonic plates rub each other once it slips. That could cause an earthquake.
All right. And he says, but the time traveler from the year 2075 said there will be a 10.2 earthquake in 2022 of this year. Do you see that coming?
People spreading false rumors. No, there's a lot of people spreading false rumors. It's not true. Like clowns and trolls and things like this.
All right. Well, thanks for clearing that up for Andre. Well, Frankie, is there anything else you want to talk about?
I'm Frank.
Go ahead.
And did you hear about that? I'll be on Joey Only show tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. If you're not busy, you could join Joey Only show.
Yeah, it sounds good. Tomorrow's my actual birthday, so I'm not sure if I can, but I would love to do Joey Only show sometime. He's a good dude.
I was going to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chase and Marshall. We Don't Have Cookies podcast. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks a lot, Frankie. I appreciate that.
Best of luck. Yeah, I'm Frank Down. You are listening to We Don't Have Cookies.
Have a great day, Frankie.
Yay.
All right. Let me change the graphic back here.
I guess it isn't turning so bad after all now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I just heard from Nicole. She's not going to be able to make it.
Oh,
but it's the thought that counts. We'll get this all sorted out. Nicole will be on soon. She's a hell of a lot of fun to watch. I love just hearing her, but just seeing her is incredible, man. She does a lot of song and dance stuff, and she was going to come on here and sing a song too. So if you get a chance, look up.
By the way, we won't be able to get Dan Sebwin for this one for your celebration that she has that same day too with you.
Man. Yeah, I was really hoping Dan would be able to make it, but it's his birthday today, so I understand he's got other things to do.
Yeah.
He's a pretty busy guy. But were you on the show with Dan once, or did I just play a song for you from you to him?
Make that one. I think you told me a year or so ago that he was back, but I didn't think I made that one.
All right. Yeah, Dan's a good dude. I was really hoping to have him on.
UFC Hall of Famer too. He was really entertained by everything when we met 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and I wasn't really expecting that. What's that?
Without question, he is.
Mm-hmm. And you would think somebody whose nickname is the Beast,
Yep.
you would think it would be a little more rough around the edges. And I actually asked him about that, and he said, Jason, Dan the Teddy Bear Severn doesn't move tickets.
That's totally the good truth about that. When I met this was far before I met him. I know what he was as a person, what he totally was when I met him. So I would definitely recommend he would be back for that.
Yeah, Ken
for Jason, because the Beast has come from the East and he's doing this to teach, to give you a teach what UFC is all about, because he's the man for a fight and he's wanting to be on the show each and every night.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Let me I want to send a message. All right. Just letting somebody know they can come on now instead of having to wait another 10 minutes or so. Man.
How many you got packed for the celebration?
Well, let's see. We have at least 2 more people coming up. It was going to be a much bigger show, but life happens, and it was one of those things where earlier today I was like, maybe I should just cancel the show altogether.
Oh,
but,
come on.
Yeah, I thought, I already told people we were going to do a show, and I'm trying to keep this more consistent than the podcast feed. And the bad thing is, I got like a ton of people that listen to the podcast feed way more than watch the video. And I always think, when I'm done with the show, I'm going to strip the audio, put it on the podcast feed. And I haven't done that once since we've been doing a video show.
Are you really uncomfortable by doing this for everyone?
Yeah, so I'll do this show for 30 people, and I'll let the couple thousand over on iTunes just wait it out.
Well, how much has been attended for this one, for the most viewerships to join the Zoom? That's a big question I have for you. They couldn't make this one a big one for 10.
Yeah, but we do have the show's anniversary episode coming up in July, at the very end of July. I'd like for you to be a part of that. That's going to be a lot of fun. That will probably be the biggest show that we've ever had.
When is that, actually?
let me look because I think I changed the date on that.
Yeah, the first week I'm in
I'll just look on
Colorado,
my
so I
phone.
won't be able to do that one if it's later.
No, it'll be the final week of July.
That'll
Let's
be perfect.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is have a show on the 27th, and then the anniversary show will be on the 30th or the 31st, somewhere in there.
Okay, how
So
many years
I'll
was it,
announce
by the way, Jason? How many years?
Let's see. This is the 7th year, so it'll be the 7th anniversary, and we'll be starting the 8th year right after that.
Oh,
So
no,
we've been
this is
doing this a
big.
while.
I know, and you gotta make sure you got everyone attended for this one after the celebration failed.
Yeah.
And no freeze ups for this one, I beg you.
We have been plagued by freeze ups for the last 2 shows, I think. But this has become one of those shows where you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to show up, and when they show up, you don't know if you're going to be able to talk to them. But I think it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there was a lady that showed up in a alien outfit, and I never met her before, and things were so crazy we never even got to ask her why she's dressed that way or anything. We just sort of had to move on.
Was this the debut?
Yeah, Frankie just sent the link out to like 5 or 6 people I've never met before, and they all showed up at once. And it looked like the Brady Bunch, man. There's all these little boxes on the screen and shit.
Yeah.
And like I said, I never met her before, and if I didn't have a guest already on the show, I would have loved to talk to that lady. As a matter of fact, I meant to have her on last week, and I forgot to send her a link. Hopefully.
That would have been a good thing for a celebration night. Well, you said it. You invited her, or did she just appear on YouTube? You said.
No, Frankie just sent the link out to a bunch of people
Oh,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
met before, and they just crashed the show. And I'm talking to this lady, and she's one of my favorite people to ever have around here. She's a lot of fun, and I didn't want to spend her time talking to 6 people I'd never met, but I
Yep.
didn't want to be rude to them, and it was just a weird thing. And ironically, right before that happened, she said that my show is one of the harder ones for her to do because most shows you go on, they say, "Hey, how'd you get started? What was it like being on this TV show? What was it like doing that show?" And on my show, she never knows what I'm going to ask or what to expect. And then as soon as she got done saying that, 6 people I'd never met before showed up.
Oh.
So I told her, I said, "Yeah, I don't ever know what to expect either."
You know what? I think this is getting bigger than you ever expected before the anniversary hits. You never know what's going to happen for this one.
I still don't know what to expect
for this one, because that's the thing. If the alien's going to come back for this one.
I hope so. I'm as soon as this is over, I'm going to ask her if she'll be on next week.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't even know what's going to happen on the show half the time.
At
least that's how it's turning out.
Anything
What's that?
scheduled for it?
What's that?
What's going to be big? I don't think you brought that up lately.
Oh yeah, we're bringing back Cookie Palooza. That's going to happen right before, and then we're going to have the anniversary show. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to bring this person up right now. It's the first time they have ever been on the show. Coming over here from Twitch, it's Little Lemmi. How's it going?
Hey.
Can you hear us all right?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're one of the first guests we've had all night where we can hear them.
Awesome.
It's been that kind of show. All right, real quick. John, you mind singing a song for Lemmi? I want to go grab something and I'll be right back.
Well, Lemmi, you're just nothing but a Twitch host, and I just want to say you've done your best to join in because you're now a new fan that we love the most because you do whatever you can to talk to Jason and all the rest of the folks because you're now a radio host.
Awesome. Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. And you run your own show on Twitch?
I do. It's pretty much a show about nothing.
Good call for that.
So wasn't Seinfeld. So
yep,
you're doing good.
Touche, man. I didn't think about it like that.
All right. I really wanted to do this while you were on the shows. kind of why I asked you here, but not the entire reason. You did a, I don't even know what you call it. You did a video where you tasted something, made a little video about it, and I thought it was funny because right after you tasted it and said it tasted like shit, my wife came home with 2 of these Pepsi Nitros. And it was one of the most disgusting things I've ever had in my life. And there she goes. I swear to God. Swear to God.
Did I say
This
something
show.
wrong?
Sorry.
No, it's not you. It's the show. Trust me. I think somebody at Restream's just fucking with me. So my wife came home with 2 of these. It was one of the most disgusting things I've ever drank. Tell us what your experience with this was while I start to clean the top, because even the top's nasty.
Is that the Pepsi Nitro?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you opened it?
I had one maybe a week ago, and yeah, it was interesting to open because it just spews everywhere, right? Is that what happened to you?
You're supposed to open it upside down, apparently.
Oh,
What?
that's how it works.
Okay.
I swear.
Explain that to me. How do you? Wouldn't it
Okay,
just pour
you-
everywhere, or you pour it in a glass? Is that the idea?
Okay, what the science, I guess, behind the Pepsi Nitro is there's nitrous or whatever instead of carbon dioxide,
Uh-huh.
it's nitrous. So
Okay.
when it's like microbrewed or something, and like you're supposed to pour it upside down so all the nitrous is at the top, and then you open it and the gas is supposed to make and you're supposed to pour hard, just completely upside down. No pouring like that. You pour it completely upside down so all the bubbles get through the thing. It's too much work for me to deal with if I want a Pepsi.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's why
I
I
just
gave up.
I just opened it and it just spewed like a motherfucker. Just stuff went everywhere. I drank it. It was the foamiest, most disgusting flat soda I've ever had in my entire life.
Mhm.
It was
It's gross.
it was really bad. But
My son loves it.
I was going to open it and try to give it another shot here on the show, but now that I know I'm supposed to open it upside down, that's a whole nother can of worms right there.
Mhm.
All
Do
right,
that
so
over
man,
your sink.
yeah, I thought about maybe bringing a glass in here and doing it right here on the show, but I don't know if I want to get stuff everywhere. This is kind of not a good spot to do it.
Well, it's your birthday celebration, so can't you do it for her to see what this is gonna turn for a celebration?
You know what? The show couldn't get any worse. Let's do it. You go ahead, sing her another song. I'll be right back. All right, Johnny.
There we go.
She said, "Fuck you." She went running. Oh, no, she's down here. Did I throw you off the show?
No, I'm in
okay.
the woods. I'm not like in my regular stream room, if you can't tell.
Oh,
But
Yeah,
we're
so.
at Granny's been like scorched earth lately, and he's going through some like adult issues or whatever, like mentally and stuff. So he's not been having a good go the last couple of days. So I was like, why don't we go to the woods to your dad's house for a few days, unwind, go do some fishing, go pick some berries and shit, and like unwind from all the whole world.
Sounds good to me. That's what I spend most of my days doing, is just staying out of society. So we're going to try this. Yeah. If this tastes like shit again, I'm going to be very upset that I went through all this. So I'm going to put this in here. I don't know if the camera can really see it. I'm sure you can hear that though. All right. Don't want to mess up my camera. And then I'll be just as bad as everything else that's happened today.
Let's not have an explosion for this.
So just open it upside down, right?
Yep, and let it pour out. Quick, quick,
Wes.
quick.
Quick. Uh-oh.
Oh. What the hell? Well, first of all, it kind of went everywhere.
Gosh.
It's hard to open a can upside down.
Yeah.
That's counterintuitive. So that didn't go so well. It's just a glass full of foam so far.
Mm-hmm.
It does look nice. It cascades down. So we'll give it that.
Mine never cascaded. It was all just flat. It poured into the glass completely flat when I opened it.
Oh.
I just drank mine out of the can, and I think I took like 3 to 5 sips. I really tried to give it a chance, and I just threw it away.
Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to drink it out of the can. I looked up some YouTube videos on how to do it.
The first time.
All right. Well, I was supposed to have GB, the rapping weatherman, on. Maybe I gave him the wrong time. I really wanted Lemmi to meet him. He's a great dude. Let me send him a message. See if he can come on real quick while you're still here. All right. So how's your day in the woods going? Did she freeze up? Jesus Christ.
She's gonna appear back, I think, any second.
All right, I'm just texting GB. See if he can get in here.
We'll see who wins first.
All right. And there's little Lemmi, making her third debut of the night.
Blame the woods for this.
I'm a quark. I pop in and out of existence at random moments. I'm in superposition, guys.
I'm still waiting for this phone.
Really took me more than one birthday present. She's appearing every now and then for more surprises.
I like that. She's just birthday surprising me constantly. That's a good spin, man.
I'll go with that.
All right. I think that's about the least foamy it's going to be. Which, if it was a Guinness, that would be perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll take a sip. We're just waiting on GB to get here. That's still pretty shitty.
Oh, no.
That is flat as hell.
Oh.
I might have to take this hat off, you guys.
Yeah, that's just flat Pepsi. That's all it is, man. Have you had it before, John?
No. I'm not even a big Pepsi fan, but thanks for the warning. That's definitely not on my shit list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty gross, man.
Out.
I think I ended that video with "fuck you, Pepsi."
Yeah, if you could just get a 2-liter, pour half of it out, and just shake the fuck out of the rest of it and pour it in a glass, that's what this is. I mean,
My kid loves
it's really
flat
nasty.
soda, so he loves that stuff.
Yeah, I'm
like
going to try it again, but I thought, this time I know what I'm in for. It's got to be better, right? I mean, at the very least, it's got to be better just because I know what it is. But
Now try the ghost pepper noodles.
Oh no, now you're talking.
I will say the second drink was better, but yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I might do that. So what's going on your channel? You do a lot of food takes and things like that. What do you got planned coming up? Yeah.
Well,
or your Twitch if you want to promote that too.
Oh, that's just Twitch is basically just a hangout spot. It's where I would like for people to unwind and laugh at some funny, innocent, wholesome jokes with a few really disgusting, awful fucking jokes thrown in there. I mean, I don't know. It's a way for me to hang out with my buddies without leaving my house.
There you go.
That's what I do on Twitch.
I think that's what we all strive for.
Yeah.
At least people around here. I think other people might disagree. But have you seen? Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know what I'm gonna do next on my YouTube. I'm really not sure. I think I want to do some ASMR, just like bad ASMR. I want to be like a YouTube channel that does cliche YouTube stuff, but like in my own weird, very blunt and short way.
What is bad ASMR?
Things like me taking the cellophane off of my cigarettes and crinkling it into the microphone.
Oh,
Okay.
Me taking my
Yep.
grinder and clinking it together. Stupid stuff.
That sounds like kick-ass ASMR. Like, yeah, I would actually listen to that. I don't want to hear people chewing food, but if you're unwrapping some cigarettes, I'm in on that.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Well, hopefully GB will be here because I think you're going to love that guy.
A rapping weatherman.
Yeah,
Hell yes.
and he's
Yes, please.
phenomenal, man. I had Jesse Towler on with him one day, and it was nice. And you know how good Jesse is, and
I love
Jesse
Jesse.
was. Yeah, I'd love to have him back on the show. I was going to invite him on today's show, but I didn't know if he'd have time. But yeah, you'll have to check that out. I got it clipped on the YouTube channel. I think it's GB versus Jesse, something like that. And the dude's impressive, man. So actually, the first time he was on a show, maybe not the first time he's on a show, but about 2 shows ago, I had him on. He was on here with Andy Erickson. And the second he was done rapping, she stopped and said, I can get you on America's Got Talent if you want to get an audition. And he turned it down. So
Why?
he just wasn't ready.
That's
Yeah. I would have said yes no matter what. Maybe I just need the money more than him. All right. This person has been on the show once before. Don't really know much about him, but we're going to find out. It's Trey Campbell. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good so far. Sometimes I get links and I click them, and here I am.
Well, let me guess. It was Frankie.
Yes.
All right. And
It
by the
was
way,
indeed.
Lemmi, Frankie's kind of our Jake. He just tells everybody to come on the show and sends the links to anybody he pleases. And that's how I got to meet Trey and Joey Only and a few others. So what's going on, Trey?
Well, I went to a cricket match earlier today. I still have no idea what happened. The rules were very confusing.
I bet.
Yeah, so it's just been me in a state of confusion for most of the day, trying to figure out how cricket works.
Nice. That state of confusion all day, that's right up my alley.
Yeah, it's quite the it's quite the game. I don't know what the hell a wicket is. Still, I'm still trying to figure out what a wicket is, and but yeah, it was fun. They were trying. I mean, I feel bad. The people there were really trying to explain it to me. They were doing their damnedest to explain the game of cricket, and it just didn't click but I think I'm gonna go back next Tuesday, so maybe I'll understand better how cricket works.
It's always worth giving things an extra shot, so I feel you there.
Yeah.
Trey, I got to be honest, I don't know anything about you. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. So yeah, I'm a friend of Frankie's. I guess to explain that connection, Frankie was on Twitter, and I had a podcast I was doing because it was the pandemic, and I was really bored, and I just asked Frankie if he wanted to come on, and he responded within 30 seconds. He was like, yes, and he gave me his number to call him. So yeah, but that's pretty much what I've been doing. Then he wanted me to write him a letter, so I wrote him a letter. But yeah, I work at a radio station in Houston. I work at I work for Sports Talk 790 for iHeartMedia. I'm also attempting to do stand up at some point. I don't know when.
Oh, yeah?
But yeah, That's my goal, is to do stand up at some point. Maybe try it, and who knows? It's going to be really tough, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to probably hit up some open mics at some point and just try stand up.
Hell
But
yeah!
yeah,
What got you wanting to go that direction?
I have a lot of influences. I have a lot of friends that do comedy around here in Houston. The scene is not as big as it is in Austin or LA or New York, but it's like I have a lot of friends that do it. My friend Barry, he was on the radio, and he was a stand-up comedian, and he was kind of my biggest influence, him and my friend Radu. So that's just kind of my goal. To maybe I want to go on this show called Kill Tony. I've been on it once briefly,
We've
but
had quite a few guests from that show on here. Actually, if you're a big Kill Tony fan, you probably know who Nicole Tran is.
yeah, I've
She's
seen.
one of my favorite people, man. She was supposed to open the show, but the link wouldn't work on her phone. But I love that lady. I love the show.
Yeah,
And
she's very funny.
I was supposed to have David Lucas and William Montgomery on here in like 2019, but it didn't pan out. Hopefully, we'll get them this year. They're way bigger than they were then. So,
Yeah,
you
the
know,
thing is with William, like he's hard to nail down. He's hard to track. I've talked to him a bunch of times. He's another one of my big influences, if you couldn't tell already.
he's amazing.
Yeah, he's great. But yeah, Kill Tony is a fun show. I was on there. Funny enough that you mentioned William Montgomery. That's why I was on, because Tony, like, I saw him at Skankfest, and they came up with a bit that I would be like William's long lost son.
Yeah.
And,
Do you know who Matt McCarthy is?
I have an idea. I'm not familiar with his work too much.
He was
but I've
on the
heard
show
name.
before. He looks just like William. They did a thing where they were twins.
Oh, I know Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a Photoshop of them together doing a tour in Vegas, and they ended up posting it on Instagram. Good guys.
Yeah, is that where you're from, Vegas?
No, I'm in the middle of a cornfield in Ohio.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how I know these people.
Yeah, it's very they're very open about being on things. Like they're really good people. Like I really like Hans Kim. Elias is really good. It's hard to get on though, because you got to get the name out of the bucket. But I got really lucky. Tony just brought me up there.
Wait, you were on?
Yeah, briefly.
Okay, real quick. Lemmi, have you heard of Kill Tony? Have you watched that before?
I've watched it a few times.
All right. I love that show. Do you know who Nicole Tran is?
No, I don't.
No. Oh man, she's like Kill Tony royalty. I love that lady. Real quick. So Trey, when were you on, man?
I think end of early January. I went. Me and Tony had been talking on Twitter about the possibility of doing this bit because he went to Skankfest. So it was early in the year. So we finally got around to doing it. I finally got the time off, and I drove up there to Austin, and it was towards the end of the show, and he invited me up, and he's like, I found a long lost brother of yours, and I was like, actually, I'm your son, and it went back to
I can see that.
Yeah, that I've heard that a lot of times.
Do you have a red mark on your stomach like William?
Let me check. Hold on.
Some kind of weird infection that nobody can figure out for the last 3 years.
Not that I know of, no. But it was really. I don't remember much because I was about 4 vodka Red Bulls in at that point. I drank about 4 vodka Red Bulls around that time. But like I remember just going on stage, and it was like when you go on stage anywhere, it's really surreal, and you don't feel like you're anywhere. But when I got to go up there, I kind of did a sort of a callback to when William had a set where he talked about his son named Jameis, and I was Jameis. So
Nice.
it was a lot of fun. I was kind of mad though, because like there was this girl that went with me, and she was really drunk, and I like felt like I had to watch over her when I shouldn't have. She was just drinking and just was all over the place, and she rode with me. So I should have just left her there, but overall,
That happens a lot at comedy clubs.
yeah, it was really frustrating because she was kind of like she didn't really demand to go with but she definitely invited herself. But like she was like, we had to like leave, and I was trying to leave earlier so I could get there, and I left at 3. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it in time, but we did, luckily. But like, it was really annoying. She was like, "Oh, sorry, I gotta get dressed," or you know, I don't know. It was a weird night. It was a lot of
It sounds like it.
Adderall and vodka Red Bulls that night. But
Yeah. So, so did you actually do stand up, or did you just go up and do the bit about being?
It was a bit. I did one of my jokes. I was trying to like do an imitation of William. I was really imitating William hardcore, but that was my first time being on stage, like ever. And but I did a joke. I looked at Tony and I spoke and like William's sort of cadence, and I was like, "Hey Tony, could you imagine how disappointed an autistic slave was when he found out there were no trains on the Underground Railroad?" And Tony didn't like that. He told me not to do my own jokes, but he was all like, "We didn't talk about this." Yeah.
Yeah, Tony's I don't want to say controlling, but you know, he's
It's
he,
his stage.
he definitely has things he wants to make sure happen. You know?
It's his
which
stage.
I understand.
Yeah, and it wasn't that big of a deal. After the show was over, he was really cool. He was like, that was awesome. He was like, you did a great job. Like I talked to Red Band and I talked to Hans Kim. Hans Kim was really reassuring. He was all like, "That's a great joke. You should definitely try comedy." And it was really
Hans is
fun.
a good dude.
Yeah, he's really a nice guy. All of them are really a lot nicer than I thought they would be. So.
Well, hey, Songman, we're gonna let you go. I want to thank you for stopping by. Is there anything you would like to promote or sing before you head out?
Well, just the thing I would say, it's great for you to be on the show as a guest because you do your best. And I would just like to say, whatever you do, give Jason something special by sending him over something from the Federal Express, because I just know for sure he's going to be sending you a vacation to the Wild West.
All right, sounds good, bud. We'll talk to you soon.
We'll talk to you soon. Great talking and meeting you all. We'll be talking again maybe soon for next guest for the anniversary.
It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, how is it going?
Yeah, he's backstage. He can still hear you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
It was very nice to meet you.
So, Lemmi, have you thought about doing stand-up?
Yes.
Really?
Ever since I was about 13 or 14 years old.
No shit. So, have you done it yet?
Nope.
All right. Why not?
Social anxiety, my friend.
It isn't easy.
I was just talking. It's not, but I was talking to Granny a little earlier. Like, I think it was either yesterday or earlier this morning. I was like, I think I'm gonna write a set. I think I'm gonna write a set and try to do it. And he's like, really? I was like, yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you let me know when that happens. I would love to hear the jokes that you come up with.
Hello. I would too. I would have. I don't know. It's hard being funny while you're sitting there trying to write a joke. You know.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of comedians do is they just sort of have a premise and what they think is going to work. Then they get on a stage and they find out if it does or if it doesn't, and you take words out here and there. So it is a process. So, but the first step is just writing it down and seeing what happens, which is scary as fuck.
Yeah,
It
and
is.
what I've heard is like it's very hard to know what the audience is like that night. It could be a much
Yep.
different audience the next show you do. Like if you do a show on like a Monday or a Tuesday, I'd imagine it's not as hype as a show on the weekend, but I'm not sure. But it just all depends on the type of crowd you get. Like if your material doesn't work with that crowd, that doesn't mean it won't work with another crowd.
That's
I guess
true.
is what I've heard.
And one thing that you'll find out really quickly is there's a big difference between doing comedy in a club and doing comedy in a bar. And a lot of times when you're starting out, there are going to be a lot of bar shows. So be prepared for that because, man, those are not. I don't want to say this to like scare you. I'm just trying to prepare you, but those are rough. I mean,
Yeah.
you go
A couple of
in.
our friends down here are comedians.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've gone to a couple of their shows. One, his name is Patrick Welsh, and we've been to a couple of his shows actually, and he's done them.
I think we
I
lost.
think she froze up. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's been going on a lot this episode.
that happens. Yeah, internet gets
Yeah.
bad. But what I've always the way I've always kind of thought of it is like if you can make a bunch of drunk people laugh, that's kind of your barometer. If you can make drunk people laugh, then 9 times out of 10, I'm sure those bar shows will go fine because they're all drunk.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Those bar shows are actually good for you because it thickens your skin and it pretty much gets you ready for anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was at a bar show once, and this guy just out of nowhere, he was on one side of the bar. I think he was talking to a guy on the other side of the bar. But all I heard was, "I'm going to blow myself up this Thursday."
Nice.
And I thought, I mean, that's a showstopper, right? Because this man just screams, "I'm going to blow myself up on Thursday," and we're not in Palestine, so I got to figure out what's going on. And and we asked him, and apparently he's a race car driver, and he bought a bunch of nitrous or whatever makes your car go faster. And he told me that, and then he told me I look like some guy on Street Outlaws or a show like that. And he told me that every time he walked to the bathroom and passed me, and then I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and he came up like he's never seen me before and said it again and had a 5-minute conversation and introduced me to people as the guy from Street Outlaws.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's
It
another thing
was fun.
you got to deal with drunk people. They'll always like forget who you are, and they'll always try to introduce you as that person. And like they always tell you what they're thinking, you know, like they're always like it's all about the drunk person. Because I'm the same way when I get drunk. I just go off on about myself, you know.
Well, the other thing that's really hard is once you start interacting with that drunk person, now they think they're part of the show, and you just encourage it. So maybe just say something, but the other thing is you got to walk that line of shutting them down without making people feel like you're picking on somebody and turning the crowd on you. It's it's a complicated art form. I don't think people understand the nuances to it, but the fact that you're into comedy and you know pretty much what's going on, that'll help both of you. So I would love to see both of your sets the very first time. Maybe we can play it on the show and show people what's up.
That'd be great. Yeah, like I said, I've written a lot of things on Google Docs and stuff, and I'll just like be driving and I'll just be saying what I've wrote. It's difficult because there's nobody there to like hear it, but yeah, I've been practicing a lot. So.
Oh yeah. So
I've been told that I'm funny, but
yeah, I think you are.
I mean, I think I'm relatively funny, like in chat and shit. But like, it's different in chat because like you can. I feel like it's more of a witty banter type situation that kind of doesn't exist when you're on a stage talking to a crowd of people by yourself.
Yeah, unless you're Jimmy Pardo. Do you know who that is?
No, and
Vaguely.
also unless you're Andrew Schultz, because Andrew Schultz can just go out and work a crowd for literally an entire set.
Yeah, that's all Jimmy Pardo does. He doesn't have a joke at all. I mean, he just goes up there and just sort of talks to the crowd, and that's the entire show. He's really funny, but I could never do that.
Yeah.
So when are you thinking about doing it, Lemmy? Is it just kind of an idea, or
It's
you
kind
got
of
kind of
just
a
like an
hard date?
idea. No hard dates. But I do if I do actually sit down and like follow through with this,
hmm
I do have I don't want to say an in, but I do have some comedian friends that could maybe tell me when there's a mic open or whatever.
hmm
I'm not even sure if it'll ever get to that point because I don't know if Confident Lemmy will be here tomorrow. You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of Facebook groups that'll tell you when there's mics and stuff. That's what I did here in
Yeah, you can
Houston.
always just join your local comedy Facebook page, and those are pretty good places to go. And they, like he said, there's usually postings, and they usually want people to fill a show. So, but I know
Yeah,
what you mean, Lemmy. I mean, it's hard to like a week, maybe 2 weeks before a show, if you're booked out, you're like, fuck yeah, man, I'm going to kill this. And you're thinking about how great it's going to be. And then like a day to the day of the show, you're like, oh shit, this is the last thing I want to do today. And all you want to do is get out of it. And it's intimidating, but it's really fun if you're into shit that makes your heart pound. So
yeah,
I'm not. I mean, sometimes I am. Sometimes I really am. But more often than not, I try to keep away from the palpitations.
yeah.
yeah.
I can understand that. Yeah, the one time I went on, I guess my maiden voyage into it, like it was bad. Like I was just like not talking to anybody. The girl I was with was like really annoying me, and it's so scary before you go up, but once you go up, it's like you don't even realize you're up there. For me
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah,
so
once you get up and you get 2 or 3 laughs, you don't really want to get down because man, you hear people talk about it being a drug and you just think, oh, what the fuck ever, man. But it really is, man. You get up there, you have a good set. All you got to do is 5 minutes. You get up
yeah,
there, have 5 minutes of a good set, and I swear to God, you'll be up the rest of the night just on cloud nine, like you just snorted an 8 ball. I
yeah,
mean, it is
absolutely,
incredible.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
there was
felt
one day I did a
oh,
show, it was over at 11, and I went up at, like, the beginning of the show, so I went up at, like, 9:30 maybe, and I didn't get sleep till 6 AM, and
Mm.
and it's just because of that.
yeah, it's really exciting. Like it's just like I can't imagine, but I've heard from so many people that it's like you can't even it's better than any like joint or anything you ever like any weed or anything like that. It's just so much. It's
But
so
I
much. I don't
but I
know.
will say, if you have a bad show, it's the worst feeling in the world, and I had one that was 4 hours away from my house.
Oof.
And
Mm.
and I wanted to leave so bad, and as you know, during comedy shows, it's not it's frowned upon if you leave before the show's over. You're supposed to just stick around, watch everybody's set, even if you hate them. But you can get out of that by going out back and smoking a cigarette. For some reason, that's fine, and that's usually I would just go back there. I didn't even smoke at the time, and I would go back and just be like, "Hey, man, can I have a cigarette?" Just so I could stand back there and have a reason. But yeah, I drove 4 hours home, and it was just the shittiest feeling. There was nobody else in the car but me. I drove all the way there by myself, and I thought, Jesus, I need to start bombing closer to home.
Right. Yeah. I guess that's a good experience though. You can you can always learn from that, or you can always say it can't get any worse than that.
No, it was all my own fault, man. I was a show for the military, and I thought, and it was at a bar. And I thought, oh, I'm going to go there. There's going to be all these military people, and they're going to be good little boys and girls sitting there with their hands clasped and their uniforms all nice and pressed.
Right.
And it was a bunch of really rowdy 20-year-olds who had started drinking at 3 p.m., waiting for the show to start at 6 p.m., and the show didn't start till like 9. So they were hammered, and they didn't give a shit about what you were saying. And I remember being up there, and I was telling my jokes, and I just look over at the MC, and I'm like, hey, man, come on up here. I'm done. And I just walked off stage, and the guy got up there, and he said, I never seen a guy get off stage because he was doing well before. And then I felt even stupider because in my mind, I was bombing bad. And in his mind, I was doing great. And then I already left the stage. So I can't be like, oh, no, sorry. I thought I was doing shitty. Let me finish my set. It's not how it works.
Yeah.
And that was, and I had to sit in that room full of people the whole time. It was so uncomfortable, man.
Yeah, and the best thing, like the best thing about that, though, I'd imagine, is at least you knew you were doing good. Like they told you.
Yeah,
you were doing
it did
good.
help after the fact.
Yeah, like that's another thing I heard
What's up, Doyle?
about comedians is when they talk to people after, if they say it's pretty good, that's not something you should say to a comedian. Like, it's the worst thing to
Do you
say.
know Mitch Hedberg?
Of course, yeah. Another
best comedian ever.
Yeah.
He doesn't know Mitch Hedberg. He knew Mitch Hedberg.
There you go.
I cried. Listen.
No, I did too, man. Trust me.
I think I was in 10th grade when Mitch Hedberg died. And I was talking about him at lunch one day. And my friend, I went to a fundamentalist Baptist high school, okay? So nobody knew who the fuck I was talking about. My friend Lindsay goes, what did you say? What was his name? I said, Mitch Hedberg. And she goes, I heard on the news this morning that a man named Mitch Hedberg died, a comedian. And I was like, what did you just say? And we didn't have Google or cell phones back then.
Yeah, he was incredible. I went to see him live. I never heard of this guy. And my girlfriend dragged me to a show. And I brought a buddy of mine because I thought, she bought our tickets, but I thought, well, shit, we'll just show up and we'll buy him one. No big deal. And we get there and they were all sold out. So this dude drove with us an hour to go see Mitch Hedberg, and he ended up having to sit around in a mall till we got done.
Oh, that sucks.
And I remember just being in there. I never heard of this guy. And then all of a sudden, his wife opened for him. And that's a whole nother story. She's going to be on the show sometime soon. But
Mitch Hedberg's wife?
Yeah, Lynn Shawcroft. Let me see. I got to check. Yeah, Lynn Shawcroft.
Wow.
Yeah, she was supposed to be on like 2 years ago, something like that, and things fell through, and I haven't reached out to her, but I'm going to try to get her on sometime this month or next. But Mitch came out, and all they did is intro this guy, and next thing you know, like the entire club except for me is up standing and cheering and like losing their shit, and that's when I got clued in, like, oh shit, this is somebody special. And then he came out, man, and the thing that sucked is we ordered all this food and they didn't bring it out until he started his set. And there's no way you can sit there and eat chicken wings and eat fries while you're watching that guy. He's just too damn funny. I mean, you'll never have a chance to swallow it. So it was a good show, man. One of the best shows I've ever been to.
Yeah, his special that he did, like the fact that like all of the crowd, it just completely went over their head, and the fact how he was able to win that crowd over was just like that's very rare. You don't see that a lot, and he was a one of a kind.
One of my other favorite comedians is Stephen Wright.
Yeah, and they're similar.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I never thought anybody could take that spot from Stephen Wright, and Mitch Hedberg just stomped a mud hole in his ass because Mitch was the best. I miss that guy. He was so funny. It makes me wonder like where he'd be now, you know?
Yeah, the deadpan comedy, like those two were the pioneers of it, and to an extent, like a lot of the comedians, like Anthony Jeselnik and all those guys, take kind of a page out of their book because they're very they don't laugh, they're not very excited, they're just deadpan the whole way, and I think that's really cool. That's got to be tough.
And Lemmi, I think since you like him, that's a pretty good inspiration for you because he hated being on stage in front of a ton of people. That's why if you watch his sets, he always had sunglasses on and he was almost always looking down with his hair in front of his face because, it's one of them things where he was the most hilarious person to ever walk this earth, in my opinion. And
I was a big fan. I was obsessed with him.
yeah. And he never even wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, he did,
He's the
but
Kurt Cobain of comedy.
Yeah.
I remember
It was amazing.
he wasn't he supposed to do a movie, but they would get too high and never be able to like memorize.
I know
their
he was in
lines.
That 70s Show.
One
of his lines in That 70s Show stuck with me to this day. And he was like working a hot dog stand or whatever, and like one of the kids was like, "Let me get a hot dog." He goes, "Man, I did not lose a leg in Vietnam to serve punks like you hot dogs." And he goes, "Man, you got both your legs." And Mitch Hedberg goes, "Yeah, that's what I said. I did not lose a leg in Vietnam." It's like, you piece of shit.
I love it. I didn't see that episode. I knew he was on, but I never saw it. So I always wanted to.
It's funny.
Yeah, he was a good guy. So if I get Lynn on, I'll try to have you on. You can ask her a question or two. She's like I said, she's a pretty neat lady. I really wanted to ask, like, hey man, do you got anything of Mitch's that I could play on the show or anything like that? Just to, I don't know. It would be such an honor to have anything to do with that man on the show with his wife's permission. That would be incredible. So hopefully
it would be an honor to be on the same restream. If you would have me, I would be beyond honored.
Well, I can promise you I'm going to make that happen then. So Trey, who's the person that really inspired you to do this? I think you said you really liked William Montgomery, but there had to be somebody else that
Yeah, like there's a whole bunch. Like I think my favorite comedian ever is probably Zach Galifianakis. Bill Burr is up there as well.
Yeah.
But like,
what do you think about Andrew Schultz?
He's good. I'm not so familiar with his work, but what I've seen has been really funny. So another big one for me. I really like Dave Attell.
Yeah.
I love Dave Attell. I used to love Dave Attell.
He's
Trey,
always got a
do
lot
you know who Esther K. Steinberg is?
Vaguely.
Okay.
I'm not too familiar, but I've heard the name, I think.
She's awesome, man. She really is. Lemmi, I wish you knew who she was. Lemmi reminds me a lot of her.
Wait, is she on the Death Squad?
No, she she might be. I haven't talked to her in quite a. She had a show on I forget what channel it was, like Lifetime or is some like female centric channel, and she had Bill Burr on there talking to him. But yeah, Lemmi kind of reminds me of her. That's why I figured I'd ask if you knew who Esther was.
Yeah, I know the Esther from this podcast.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. She's like Esther Monster or Monster Esther or something. Yeah, I love her, man, but I don't know her, but she's awesome.
Yeah,
I'd love to talk to her someday.
Yeah, that's pretty. I'm a little. I've heard of it. I had to see her face to know who she was, but
I think it was called Funny Girls or something like that.
Yeah,
it was her and this. I forget what her name was. She's really, really pretty, at least to me, but she stole one of my friend's dogs, so I don't really like her. Like, she was supposed to just dog sit, and she just kept the dog and told him to fuck off.
Yeah, that's unethical.
It
I
is,
would,
but somehow it made me not like her, but it also made her more attractive to me just
yeah,
because she's a bad person.
yeah, I get that.
I'm like,
I
oh,
get
somebody I
that.
shouldn't have anything to do with. You're pretty hot.
No, we've all been there. I've
True.
been
Yes,
there. I've
sir.
been there recently with a woman like that. She was like much older than I. She's like 43. Like, why am I
Okay.
dealing with this person? But she'd be all like falling asleep in my car and like asking for rides all the time, and I just keep giving her rides.
You know, I had a guy he always wanted to get a ride from me, but the good thing was it was usually to a bar and he'd buy me drinks.
Yeah,
And one day I got really tired of it because he wanted me to take him to Taco Bell after the bar and somewhere else. And I thought, Jesus, man, I can't do this forever. So I went to Taco Bell. I wasn't even hungry because I ate at the bar. And when I finished ordering his food, I yelled, "And don't spit in it!" And I just drove up, and he was like, "Man, what the fuck? They're gonna spit in my food." And I was like, "I told him not to.
yeah.
Relax."
And your defense, you did say don't spit in
I
the
did,
in.
and very, very sternly.
Yeah,
Do not.
yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
I
it's the
literally
reverse
yelled it.
psychology. Yeah,
So I
hopefully
think you're
they
safe.
didn't. Yeah, I
I'm
think.
sure they didn't. I'm sure they listened to me.
Yeah, but that's a good way of really not having to drive people around anymore.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's smart.
Fast fast food workers at 2:45 in the morning are pretty compliant with customers, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're usually that's what they're known for is being really friendly at 2:45 a.m.
But I never had to I never had to take them to get food anymore.
That's
It's just
good.
back and forth to the bar and that was about it.
Yeah, that's the worst. I would have to drive her to the bar too, but she would always make me buy the drinks. And I was like, okay, you're an attractive woman older than me, so I guess I will. But then I just was like, that's enough of this. And I just kind of blocked her on everything. So
Gotcha. Well, Lemmy, do you have anywhere to go? Can you stick around for a little bit or
I
I don't want to
do.
keep you all night.
My entire family is out there watching Tropic Thunder.
Ah, okay. Well, I appreciate you being on. It was great talking to you and good debut. So hopefully
Absolutely.
we'll have
We
you
should
back.
do this more often, bro.
I would love that. I really would. All right. Well, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming on. And like I said, hopefully you'll be back soon.
I will be, hopefully, if you'll have me. It was nice meeting you, Trey.
yeah, nice meeting you.
Yeah, it was
You
nice
look
meeting
really familiar, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah,
while we're
I'm not.
giving compliments, it's nice meeting you too. I think I've pretty much never really talked to you before. So this is going really well. I like it.
Yeah, Frank. Usually when Frankie's on, it's not to diss him or anything, but it's kind of hard to get a word in with Frankie.
I was just getting things set up for the show, like a half hour before the show, and all of a sudden somebody pops up wanting to be on the show.
Yeah, that was
And
me.
no, it was somebody else too.
Really?
So you did it too. Okay,
I
so
made
two
that
people
same
came on
mistake.
before I
Yeah.
even started because Frankie sent them.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Frankie is he's great. I love him to
Creator of
death.
chaos.
Yeah, and he's done that so many times with Shuley. Like random people will just show up to Shuley's show. Here's a guy that's like accomplished, worked on the Howard Stern show, and all of a sudden, like some rapping weatherman just shows
He
up.
was supposed to be here to meet Lemmy.
Really?
Well, Lemmy, I'm gonna hurry and let you go. I know you got other things to do. It was great talking to you, and we'll see you soon.
See you later.
All right, Trey. You've been a really good guest, man.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's Lemmy. One last word?
No.
Okay. It's definitely one of those shows. I love it though, man. I wouldn't have it any other way. I like not knowing what the hell's going to happen. It's great.
Yeah,
And I mean that seriously.
Yeah, improvisational type shows are great.
So. That's one thing I love to get on the show is improv people.
Yeah.
I love I really like comedians, but the improv people, man, you can just talk and go anywhere and they're up for it, you know?
Yeah. I've noticed kind of that Frankie's got a little bit of improvisational skills, like definitely not the orthodox, but Frankie, he's just very improv with how he brings people on.
One thing that shocked oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
One thing that shocked me is I had like 2 or 3 guests on a show once, and every single person on that episode sang a song. And I jokingly asked Frankie if he had a song he wanted to sing, and without missing a beat. I mean, I barely got the sentence out, and the dude just flies right into Peaches from the Presidents of the United States. I mean, not missing a beat, man. Didn't even answer the question, just straight into the song. Shocked the shit out of me because I was expecting him to say no and then, give his social media handles and take off. But that was something.
That's the thing. Frankie likes singing. He goes to karaoke bars a lot. Like I'll call him or he'll call me on Facebook Messenger, and he'll be at a karaoke bar in the middle of Nova Scotia. So
he was at one when he phoned in tonight.
Yeah,
he sang "We Didn't Start the Fire" for us.
Yeah, I think he likes singing. Genuinely, I think he likes singing because he'll sing. There's 3 songs he'll sing. It's Peaches, We Didn't Start the Fire, and Free Fallin'. Like those are his 3 songs. Like
I'll have to get him to do Free Fallin', man.
Yeah,
I haven't heard him sing that.
There's a video somewhere of him this bar just got a new karaoke machine, and he was the first to sing, and he's singing Free Fallin', and it's great. It's like it's priceless,
Yeah, I bet. Is that video up right now?
It's somewhere around there. Yeah, I'm sure you could find it. Like Frankie
Okay.
probably has it on his Facebook, but it's him singing Tom Petty's "Free Fallin'," and he's doing good. Like he's going with the song perfectly, and it was the moment I watched it, I was like, I'll never be able to hear this song without Frankie MacDonald singing it ever again. So
Yeah, that happens every time I hear Peaches, man. I planted a peach tree in my yard in honor of Frankie.
Yeah, it's so. I wonder where he heard that song from. I wonder. I guess just karaoke.
But it stuck with him.
Yeah,
that's for sure. And I've never heard anybody sing Peaches at karaoke before.
Yeah, me neither. He's kind of a visionary or a trailblazer. Not a lot of people. He does what other people don't, and that's why I like him so much. Is because he's just so unique. Like you won't ever find another Frankie MacDonald. I mean,
no.
And that's what's so great about him.
Yeah, people talk about people being 1 in a million, but there's 1,000 people that are 1 in a million. Frankie is 1 in a billion. I mean, that's rarefied air where Frankie is.
Yeah, and it's worked out really well for him because he's so unique, and he's good at the weather. It's like he's on the money. So,
and what is mind-boggling? I was talking about this to my wife earlier. The dude can just tell you like a date from 8 years ago where he predicted a tsunami or some shit. And you just like, wow, how do you even know that you made the video on the 8th of September in 2019 or whatnot, or 2017, and just tell us what the weather was and that you were right. It's crazy.
He's a savant, no doubt. He's a savant, and I'm lucky to know him. I'm lucky that he was so quick to respond to me.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's opened a lot of doors for me. So, I mean, sometimes with Frankie, it's tough to really get words in, but it doesn't even matter. Anything he says is like gold. So,
what I love is I'll ask him a question, and he will just yes or no it, and then really quick just get right into the weather as if he didn't, you know what I mean? He'll run down the weather for a little bit, and I think he's done, and I'm like, so what are you up to this weekend, Frankie? And he'll be like, and there's a storm moving in Russia.
Yeah, he'll be like, I'm going for walks and things like that, and then he'll just go like, major earthquake. That's what he does a lot when he calls me. He's like, hey Trey, I just realized today I'm going on We Don't Have Cookies. You're going to go on too. And he'll just kind of like go straight. It's like there's a certain amount of podcasts that he has to like mention. It's this one, it's the Comediology Report with Joey Only, or it's the Bass Guy Show. Those are the three big shows. He'll like anytime anybody talks to him, he's like, I'm doing great so far. I'm about to go on the We Don't Have Cookies show with Jason Marshall. He's from Ohio. And I'll be like, okay, great.
Dude,
So,
last week he blew my guest's mind, and she was on the show, and he was at the karaoke bar, and we asked him what all he sings, and one of them was "We Didn't Start the Fire," and I said, "Hey Frankie, do you mind singing that?" And he said yes, and then he signed off. and he left, and my guest was like, "Wait a minute, I thought he was going to sing." And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "But he said he would, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "And then he just left?" I was like, "Yep, that's exactly what happened." Exactly.
That's Frankie. I mean, he's very he's very literal when you say he said yes, I do mind, and then he just left, like
Yeah.
but like that's the thing, like just being around Frankie so much, you kind of pick up his mannerisms a little bit. I've never noticed it, but anybody will be like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'll be like, "I'm doing good so far." I'll just go right into that.
Yeah. And the other thing is, yes, great idea.
Yeah,
I love that.
that's the most reassuring like message you could get. They'll be like, "Hey Frankie, sorry I can't do this interview today. Can we do it tomorrow?" He'll be like, "Yes, great idea." Like, whew, thank God.
Yeah. I've never seen somebody so excited to reschedule a show and think that that's a smart idea.
Yeah, he's the best. Yeah, like it's awesome because I'd have to reschedule a lot of interviews with him, and he'd be like, "Yes, great idea," and it's like, "Oh, thank God." Yeah. So
Yeah. I've been working with a guy 5-6 years, something like
wow.
that.
Yeah.
And and when you get used to him and you figure out what's going on, one of my favorite Frankie moments. This is my birthday show, and we're just talking about Frankie. I wouldn't have it any other way, though. I was doing a show with Frankie. I was late, right? I think like 5 or so minutes late, and I bring him on. He jumps right into the weather like he normally does, and as soon as he was done, he was like, "And you were 5 minutes late. Apologize right now." I was like, "Holy shit!" Frankie ain't messing around. He wants his apology. I mean, that blew my mind. It was the funniest shit.
Yeah.
I was so happy that I had that recorded too.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's the best. Like that, you catch like random moments where Frankie will just say some of the like just you won't expect it, but like stuff like that, like you apologize for like just so you never think of him to say anything like that, but
And it was so just quick. I mean, he just went from what was going on with the weather in Russia to I owe him an apology.
Yeah, and once you're done, it's back to the weather. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, back to the weather. Like it's
He's
crazy.
a great dude.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
So you do a podcast. What's it called?
It's called The Main Entree. I've been a little bit inactive lately. It's currently on iHeart's website, the 790 website.
Okay.
I do a lot of interviews with people around the city. Sometimes
I like the name too.
Yeah, thank you. A friend of mine from an old radio station I worked at named it or gave it the name, and originally it was the Unnamed Weekly Podcast because that was what Frankie knew it as. But towards the end, he would always call it the main intro. I don't remember what he would say. Man entree. He'd always be like, "This is the man entree." Like no Frankie. But yeah, it's been a little bit inactive as of late. I've had a lot going on, but yeah, I'm hoping to get back to it. But I interview a lot of race car drivers because that's my big thing. I'm really into racing. So, but I've interviewed a few comedians. My friend Barry, my friend Red Dew, those two guys I've talked to. So, but yeah, it's I got to get back in the studio and record again. But it's
Yeah, once you
hopefully
take a break,
soon.
it's hard to get back into it. Even if you
Yeah.
want to, it's like, oh man, now I started doing all these other things with my time, and I got to figure out how to fit it in. Because
Yeah.
I've took quite a few breaks, and it is hard to just jump back
Yeah,
in.
that's the thing. Like, I'll go to work and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna record today after I get off work, and then I'll be like, I want to go home, and then I'll just go home and not record. So,
Yeah. Well,
but
Trey, it was great having you on. Is
of course,
anything else you want to promote? Any social media or anything like that?
if you want to follow me, I'm at Juggalo_Trey48 on Twitter. JUGGALO. That's an old nickname I had from work. I'm not really a juggalo, but yeah, if you want to follow me, that's where you can find me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thanks for being on. You're a great
Yeah,
guest. Hopefully,
thank
we'll have
you.
you back sometime soon.
Yeah, I'd love to come back on. It seems like you got a lot of interesting people that jump on, so it'd be great.
Yeah, never know who's going to be here.
That's true, especially with Frankie MacDonald in the picture. So
very true. Well, it was great having you. Hopefully you come back and we'll talk soon.
Of course. Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. That was one more show where I didn't know what the hell was going on. and I had fun anyway. Hopefully we'll have Nicole Tran back. Sorry that didn't work out. She's a great lady, and it'll be well worth your while. Just stick with it. One thing I wanted to say is I know years ago I had Mark Sargent on the show for the first time, and his audience hated me. I mean, hated me. But last time I had him on the show as a guest, which was the first live show that we'd done here on YouTube, his audience ended up loving me. So if you have a problem with the show, just give it 1 to 2 years. And if you don't like it after that, fair enough. You don't have to listen or watch anymore, but just give it a year or two. And I think you'll enjoy yourself. I know Mark Sargent's audience has. I think that's it for me. I'm pretty sure I mentioned before that I was going to be asking for donations on this show. Didn't do it once. Not a big deal. It's a little late now. I'm not even going to try. But we do have a couple of shows coming up that are going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. Cookie Palooza's coming back. We're going to have a lot of musical guests, a lot of singing, a lot of just bullshitting, having a good time. Hopefully, maybe Nicole Tran can come back for that because she loves to sing. We'll have Frankie MacDonald here, Mike Furman, a bunch of other people. You don't want to miss that. And the show's anniversary show will be coming up at the end of July. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that earlier. So if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. I was going to say on iTunes and this and that, but I haven't been there for a while. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope you guys have a great day.
Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the show and leave a review. See you next time.